collecting the love for green roofs. It's a series of videos about collecting seeds. It celebrates the places I collect the seeds from, the wildflowers and the pollinators that use them. It also talks about green roofs and about how we can deliver meaningful biodiversity net gain on green roofs in our cities across the United Kingdom. Episode 1, the North Downs in London, and a little bit of Kent. So I'm here at Langston Country Park, which is a classic chalk grassland. And it's actually what we're sort of trying to do a lot of the times on green roofs, create this species-rich, calcareous, dry grassland. And what's interesting here is on the main bit, when you come up from the entrance to the country park, there's two sides. One side is a little bit lusher, and the other side is a little bit more stressed. And most of the species I've seen, nearly all of the species I've seen, except for the pyramidal orchids, are species that we put on green roofs in London. You know, they're in the seed mix, the London Living Room seed mix. So, you know, we're not actually far off creating what is essentially an ancient chalk grassland on a green roof. So this is the lusher side. It's still pretty, you know, the oxeye daisies aren't growing that high, and there's a lot of damselflies and dragonflies and butterflies here. But actually, you can see there's not a lot of grass. When you get to the north side, the other part, you can see that actually, and there's quite a few of these areas dotted all over Langston and the golf course, it's a little bit less vegetated. So you can see here, it's getting to look what is essentially an extensive green roof. You know, you've got vegetation, you've got bare areas, you've got stones, and this is a piece of classic chalk grassland. And it's what we've been trying to do for 20 years on green roofs in London. But once you try to do this on green roofs in London, we have to buy a product or a wildflower blanket, all those processes. But actually, if we could just collect seeds here, lay it on a substrate, a good green roof substrate will do, we can create this. And that is really, really quite simple. And it's actually better for biodiversity. It's such a beautiful place, and if you live in South East London, catch the train to Innsford and go for a walk in the wonderful wildflower meadows of Langston Country Park. Collect some seeds and spread them around parts of South East London. Or if you live in Kent, it's great, and it's managed by Kent County Council, so hats off to them. So I'm now at Saltbox Hill in the London Borough of Bromley, and you can smell the wild herbs just sitting here amongst them. And again, this is a place I've been collecting seed from for about 3 years. Mostly oregano, basil, marjoram, a lot of scabious, a lot of knapweed, and also, you know, the white behind me is the wild carrot. It's just a wonderful, wonderful place. A lot of meadows were like this before the Second World War, and this is one of the few wonderful chalk grassland meadows like this around. And hats off to London Wildlife Trust, who raised the money, it was probably about 20 years ago, to save this, and they now manage it. It's grazed by sheep. It's grazed by me for seeds. It's awash with butterflies as well. I mean, I must have seen 40 brimstones here and loads of red admirals and meadow browse, small heath, common blue. Yeah. Want to lie with the butterflies? Come to Saltbox Hill and chill. Warm August afternoon at Hutchinsons Bank in Croydon. Now, amazingly, I've never been here before. It's quite famous for its butterflies, and I'm sitting here surrounded by chalk hill blues. And brimstones. Obviously, I've had a good seed collect, which is why I'm here. Obviously, some work's been done here, and they've kind of stripped back the topsoil and created these chalk scrapes behind for invertebrates, butterflies. But what you can see here, this is chalk grassland, and it's chalk grassland which has gone back to almost bare rock. So really taking the nutrients out, which my good friend John Little will be going, great, get rid of topsoil, because these low nutrient aggregate sort of bare rock sites are really good for wildflowers. And that's the point of this video, because that's actually what a good extensive green roof is like. So you take IKEA, which I've been seeding for 3 years, and these seeds that I collect here will be going on it. You know, the roof that I've been seeding in was bare substrate, very, very low nutrient, and it's like this chalk bank here at Hutchinsons Bank on the way up to Slimming's Down. And, you know, there's an important point here in terms of biodiversity. If we can get the right substrate depth in and get local, regional provenance wildflowers, we can create sort of replicated chalk grassland on green roofs, and we don't need these tick-the-box solutions. We can deliver real, meaningful biodiversity habitat at roof level, all across our cities, all across the United Kingdom. Back at Saltbox Hill, Biggin Hill on the Borough Bromley, and the sheep are very critical about what I'm doing. I'm actually grazing the chalk grassland like they are. Now, obviously, the reason why the sheep are here is to maintain this species-rich calcareous meadow. And I'm just helping maintain it a little bit. Hello, 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 Mr. Sheep. What the hell's he doing? So, leaving at this in October, still quite a few flowers. We've got some scabious flowers, a lot of marjoram and oregano. And oh look, he's come to say hello. Hello, you. Say hello. Come on in. Hello. Carrot and the herbs. But most of it's gone to seed, and you know, that's what a meadow looks like in autumn. And I'll probably come back once more in November when all of the oregano, marjoram will have turned over. This is my 4th trip this year, and I've got a very big bag already. The rain's coming in. I'm going to head home. But people often ask me about seed collecting, and I do, I suppose, what is called responsible seed collecting. Basically, the rule of thumb is leave more than you take. Right, off to get dry.
You know you really want to, and you know I really want you to.